Hey guys, what's up? It's Jack and welcome back to another video. And one of the things that I hear the most or read the most on pretty much every single form of social media, every single form of YouTube channel, stream, and even messages and stuff like that is, oh, you got a skill issue this, you got a skill issue that. Now, for those of you guys that remember the OG Modern Warfare 3, stop me if you've heard this before, okay? And what you may have heard before is as follows. Oh, you use the ACR? That's a skill issue. That's overpowered. You use the MP7 silencer with rapid fire? Oh, that's a skill issue. Why do you have to put rapid fire? Kill people faster? That's a skill issue. Oh, you use SitRep Pro? That's overpowered. That's a skill issue. Oh, you use Marathon Pro? Oh, what, you don't got to run the same speed with the rest of us or whatnot? You have to have unlimited sprint with the rest of us don't? Oh, that's a skill issue. That's overpowered. Danger close with your grenades. Oh, what, your grenades aren't straight enough? You need that extra explosion? That's overpowered. That's a skill issue. Oh, you like the P90? You need those extra bullets, huh? Well, that's a skill issue. Oh, you like to use UAV, counter UAV? You don't like to use big streaks? Well, that's a skill issue. Yes. Yes. Stuff like this has been said ever since the OG Modern Warfare 3 days, man. It just goes to show you how many people have pretty much, well, whether they're just XDefiant players or whether they have pretty much transferred from COD, which, let's be real here, a lot of people that play XDefiant also play COD or go back and forth or whatnot, as discussed in multiple videos. But if you have heard anything like that said to you or somebody else on a regular basis or whatnot, you guys get where I'm going with this, right? I mean, it seems like everybody's got a skill issue. With XDefiant, that translates to, oh, you like to use this faction, it's a skill issue. You like to use this gun, it's a skill issue. Oh, you use a sniper and you hard scope instead of quick scope. Oh, that's a skill issue. And the list goes on and on and on. And by the time that entire list gets, like, after every single excuse under the sun gets pretty much used as an example to fill in the blanks on every single sentence of, oh, you do such and such, oh, that's a skill issue. By the time it's all said and done, you literally can't use anything. Hell, I'm sure even these people would probably blame the people that like to run around and just knife people, right? Which is one of the hardest things to do consistently and get streaks and such. So for me personally, it's like, holy crap. I mean, do you not want us to use any weapons or no attachments on weapons? We can't use factions, blah, blah, blah. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. So I thought I'd make a video on this because I think it's absolutely hilarious. Like, every single time you see somebody say, oh, skill issue, it just makes, it's like, oh, here we go again. And then after a little bit of thought, it's just like, this shit is funny. Because it's like, it's kind of like trying to please people that will never be happy, right? They'll never be happy with anything, right? Let's say Mark Rubin and the devs, you know, fix the net code. People will still be unhappy. There's going to be people that are still going to be bitching about certain things. Let's say they add in a whole bunch of content, new weapons and game modes. People are still not going to be happy. Let's say the player count increases by like 25% after, you know, a whole bunch of shit gets figured out with this game. Oh, people are still going to be unhappy because this is missing or that's missing or this or that or whatnot. You know, the movement, the air strafing, things like that. Like, there is reason after reason to not be happy. And you know what? I just wish people would be a little bit more positive at this point, to be honest. I know it's a very hard thing when it comes to the internet and when it comes to everything, but seriously, if you actually see, here's one of the things that I want to tell you about XDefiant. For the people that are still playing the game and for the people that are still loving it, I think I can speak for the vast majority of us. Again, I don't want to put words in people's mouths. I think for the vast majority of us, we knew from the start that obviously the game was not going to be perfect. But even if we didn't, we accepted the fact that the game wasn't going to be perfect, that the game was going to suffer from issue after issue, that we also didn't expect there to be an insane amount of content. And we expected the approach to this game to be something of a consistent one, but a slow one. And we knew this going in, and we basically told ourselves, okay, this is something that's going to take a while. And basically, we accepted the game for what it is. People who never really gave a damn ever since the OG Modern Warfare 3 days, let me tell you something that all these people, along with people that consistently play XDefiant to this day and actually enjoy the game, have in common. And that is that they don't really care about all these problems. You know, they kind of ignore them, so to speak, because they know that if they ignore them enough and just play the game for what it is, which is an organic arcade shooter experience, and just ignore the bullshit and be like, ah, whatever, it's just a game, it doesn't mean anything, it's going to get patched out, it's only going to be better as time goes on, blah blah blah. They accept the game for what it is and they enjoy it for what it is, and they don't take it as seriously. And I'm a person that creates content when it comes to this game, right? This game, along with you guys that are watching this video or have watched my recent videos or have recently subscribed, you guys for one reason or another have basically made the choice to bless me with everything that I've been getting over the last year. Actually, if you look at my content and stuff, like over the last year, it's been a really amazing YouTube experience in terms of content creation. And I look at it for what it is. It's like, it's something that is meant to be enjoyed, even though it's got its fair share of BS, right? Like, for instance, there's always going to be a percentage of people that don't like my content, whether it's because of my style of commentary, maybe it's for the length of my videos, maybe it's just, you know, maybe they don't like my thumbnails, maybe they don't like my gameplay, you know, whatever the deal is, right? There's always going to be people that are not going to be happy with the content that I make, and there's always people that are going to be hating on the content that I do. It kind of comes with the territory when it comes to YouTube. And let me tell you something, man, like, if I were to just focus on that aspect, I would like wear myself down and I would go into like a serious state of like depression or whatnot. But if I look at the positives in terms of my content, if I look at, for instance, the amount of people that I interact with on a daily basis, the comments that I read in terms of other people's experience with XDefiant, and everything else that comes with the whole YouTube content creation space, and if I look at the positives on it, it's like, yeah, it makes things a lot more enjoyable. It's the little things that can make the difference, right? And for me, that little thing is, hey, I have an arcade shooter that's far from perfect, but hopefully over time it will get better, fingers crossed, and I have faith in the devs that they'll make it happen, even though it may take quite a while. And for me, it's something that I experience on a weekly basis, and I play most days. Sometimes I will go, it's actually been a couple days since I played the game as of the time of this recording, and I'm probably going to play a little bit now after recording this. But I enjoy it for what it is. It's an organic, but yet non-perfect multiplayer experience that kind of takes me back to a certain degree of the OG Call of Duty days. Because let's be real here. The OG Call of Duty days are the best that we ever had. With all due respect to those of you guys that love and adore modern Call of Duty is not it compared to like the golden era of COD, respectfully speaking, in my opinion. From the era of 2007, even though I didn't start until 2009, 2010, from the era of I'm very well aware that the era of 2007 and obviously through, let's say, 2018 were the better days of COD. And I would say from 2007 through 2012, aka Call of Duty 4 through Black Ops 2, were the best of those days. You know, and things started kind of going downhill 5 years later, although Black Ops 3 was very good. And I will also go as far as to say that Infinite Warfare is actually very underrated. It's got its fair share of bullshit, but if you ask me, in terms of the last decade or so, ever since after the game that was the best that Infinity Ward ever made after the OG Modern Warfare 3 was Infinite Warfare, by far, in my humble opinion. Infinity Ward hasn't produced, in my opinion, anything good since then. But just to give you an analogy, but the thing is, like, even for the OG CODs that you didn't like as much, if you looked at the positive of the OG games that you didn't like very much, if you look at the positives of, like, let's say, you know, a game like COD Ghosts, or a game like, let's say, Modern Warfare 3, because Modern Warfare 3 still seems to be divided, the OG Modern Warfare 3, you know, if you look at the positives of every single Call of Duty or every single arcade shooter or every single game that, in terms of what it has to offer, and if you manage to ignore the BS, and just kind of accept it for what it is, and try to realize that hopefully over time the majority of those problems will get patched. It'll never be a perfect game, because there is no perfect game for anybody. There's always going to be something, right? I mean, you know me, you guys know me, how I love Black Ops 2, right? But at the same time, the quick scopers in Black Ops 2 are quite annoying. But at the same time, there were plenty of times, for those of you guys that have been around that long, which most of you guys have not, I used to go into free-for-all after free-for-all after free-for-all, and I would make so many snipers rage, because I was using a regular assault rifle, and you pair that up with stock and some quick draw, and if they are average shooters, sure, you're gonna die a decent amount of times in a match, but most of the time you're gonna get them back, and it's gonna piss them off. So just there's always something, man. So if you just kind of go back to basics, and if you stop taking the game so seriously, you will find more enjoyment out of it. Now, if you don't enjoy the game at all, but by all means, don't play it. But I think when a lot of people say skill issue that, it's like I hear nothing but crying, basically, and I kind of laugh at it, and I'm like, it is what it is. If I have a skill issue, okay, let's say I do have a skill issue, right? Which may very well be true. There are certain weapons that I don't use, so therefore I suck at them. I don't get I don't get like a 5 KD every match or anything like that. So sure, when you look at it that way, but the thing is this: I enjoy the game for what it is, whether I'm good at it or not. And if coming to think about it, I would kind of almost give anything to go back to the days of old COD, to where I enjoyed the game so much despite the fact that I sucked at it, because for me, it was still new and fresh. So that's another way that XDefiant kind of brings me back. I mean, it's not nothing too new or too fresh, but it is enough to kind of remind me of, hey, this game is not meant to be taken seriously, so don't take it seriously and just enjoy the ride. And if you ever get bored of it, stop playing it, stop doing content on it, and all that kind of stuff. It really is that simple. So, skill issue, then so be it. No skill issue, so be it. Who cares? It does not matter. It's not going to make a difference in anybody's life, whether you're good at the game or not. So you enjoy it, great, play it. You don't, simple as that, don't. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that. I thought that was hilarious. It was kind of a fun topic to speak about. So I want to know down in the comment section down below, what are some of the funniest things you guys have read or seen, or anybody has sent you messages basically saying, oh, you got a skill issue. If there's any funny examples you can think of, let me know down in the comment section below. I'd really love to know. And quite frankly, I've also found out recently that sometimes when you get spammed with invites, party invites or whatnot, apparently somebody's reporting you multiple times, and that's kind of like almost like a bug that kind of notifies you that you've been reported. But I thought it was a party invite spam, but it happened to me during Halo Infinite whenever I played well during ranked over there. It certainly has happened in XDefiant a few times, and as well as older games, like you guys, for those of you guys that have been here long enough, you guys know that back in the day, before the days of SBMM and YoU and COD, I would get at least once a session, I would get some funny ass hate mail, like to where it's like, oh, I'm gonna report you. I know somebody at Microsoft. I'm gonna report your ass for cheating. Enjoy your account for the rest of the weekend because you're not gonna have it by Monday. And lo and behold, nothing ever happened. It was funny. And I used to show it off in my videos. My viewers absolutely loved it. But anyway, guys, with that being said, let me know down in the comment section any funny stories that you might want to share. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And thank you all for taking the time to watch and or listen. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.